Good evening, everybody. Is it working now? Can you hear me?
I saw I had a message from him, and that was it. I didn't look at it. Ready? They're bringing in some chairs. Let's see if. Okay. Now I.
Good evening, everyone.
You might want to hit it a few times.
Okay, John, that came from you. That didn't come from me.
Can we have the room quiet, please? We'd like to start. Thank you.
Johnson speaking.
Thank you, everyone. Good evening. I'd like to call to order the Paramount City Council meeting of April 11th, 2023. Tonight, we will have the Pledge of Allegiance led by Odyssey STEM Academy students, Samara and Paul. And the prayer will be given by Pastor Omar Lopez from the Reach Church. Please stand for the pledge and remain standing for the prayer. Thank you.
Just introduce yourself, and then please ask them to raise their hand and say the pledge. And if you forget it, it's right there. Okay.
Hello everyone, my name is Paul C. Houston and I'm a student at Odyssey STEM Academy.
Hello everyone, my name is Samara Watts and I'm also a student at Odyssey STEM Academy.
We will ask that everyone put the right hand over their heart. Ready? Begin. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, for liberty and justice for all. Thank you.
Lord, we thank you today for this great city of Paramount. We thank you, God, that we have the privilege to live here and serve here. And Lord, I pray for every city council member. I thank you, Lord, for every staff member. We pray, God, today for your grace and your favor to continue to be on this city and on the people that live here today. We pray, God, today that the wisdom and direction for this city, Lord, that would be upon every member today as they make decisions. And we pray blessing and favor in the wonderful name of Jesus. Amen.
Amen.
Thank you. Heidi, may I have roll call of council members, please?
Councilmember Delgadillo.
Present.
Councilmember Lemons.
Here.
Councilmember Olmos.
Here.
Vice Mayor Aguayo.
Here.
Mayor Quer Stallings.
Here.
All present.
Thank you. Before we move on, I'd like to invite Samara and Paul, to join me at the podium. Thank you. stand over here. Thank you. Thought I had it organized. Okay, here we go. Good evening again. Thank you for leading us in the pledge. As Odyssey students, they are both working on environmental projects. Paul is designing a robot that will be collecting water samples from the LA River. Natalie was supposed to be present, and her project is related to water conservation and with rice production in California. Samara, would you like to say what you're working on? Yes.
I'm actually working on the reconstruction of the Los Angeles River, and I'm working in part with the Stillwater Company, as well as the city of Los Angeles, in adding a lot of arts and culture within the LA River reconstruction.
Thank you. In recognition of Earth Day, which is on April 22nd, we applaud you for your efforts to protect our environment. Let's take a photo. John, I'll turn it over to you now, sir.
Yes, thank you, Madam Mayor. We're excited for you tonight. These are presentations to our outgoing mayor, Mayor Vilma Cuellar Stallings. She served for the last year as our mayor, leading this wonderful city council. So we have a number of people in the audience that will be coming up to make a presentation to you, Madam Mayor. And we will start off with, we're honored to have tonight with us our Congresswoman, and that is Congresswoman Nanette Diaz-Barragan. Congresswoman?
Well, good evening. Buenas noches.
Buenas noches.
My name is Congressmember Nanette Barragan, and I am your new Congressmember representing Paramount in my congressional district, California's 44th in Washington, D.C. So thank you for having me here today, and it's great to be here for a celebration of Mayor Vilma Cuellar Stallings on your successful and your productive time as mayor. And what's really amazing to see here is to turn around and see this all-female city council. Let's give everybody a round of applause. If Congress was like this, we would get a lot more done. I'm sure of it. We're still working on it. Mayor Stallings, thank you for your service. You have served the city of Paramount for over 30 years, and you've worked to transform Paramount into a booming community in LA County. And I understand that you started your career as a librarian for Paramount Unified, and has touched almost every aspect of the Paramount community in a positive way in her work since then. When I was a student going to the library, and those that were helping us are people who impacted and touched our lives at very young ages. So thank you for that work. And you've served on the city council since 2020, helping to lead the city through the COVID pandemic and one of the most difficult times our community has faced. And we know COVID hit our communities hard, especially our Latino communities. So thank you for your service and work to you. And as mayor, even led the city's, as I mentioned, all first female council. Mayor Stallings is also a mother, a grandmother, and a dedicated public servant. I got to meet her granddaughters here today. Pretty amazing that you are a role model, not just for your granddaughters, but for women and young girls everywhere, to see that they too need to dream big, right? All of our children, todos nuestros hijas que sueñan grande, right? To dream big. I was on a city council in a small town and never thought I could run for Congress. And here I am now representing this city and the 44th district in the U.S. Congress, which is a real honor. And so I'm happy to be here tonight to celebrate you and to thank the City Council as well for the work in supporting you becoming the mayor. And I understand we will there will be at some point a new mayor as well, and look forward to that. So I'm happy to be here to present Mayor Stallings with a certificate of appreciation and gratitude for your service as mayor of the city of Paramount. Let's give her a round of applause.
Okay, Madam Mayor, next up from the office of Senator Lena Gonzalez, this is our state's senator's office, we have Sovana Pov. Ms. Pov?
My name is Savannah Poe. I'm the field representative for Senator Lena Gonzalez. She wants to send her best wishes from the state capitol in Sacramento. I'm here to speak in regards to the senator. She loves the power of young women being in positions to make decisions. Thank you for your service in the public sector, especially in the librarian position, because so many people have come through the doors of the library and you have touched many lives. What you are presenting and sharing is the potential of more young women in the city council seats in the future. So your leadership is paving that path for them. I'm here to present a proclamation from the senator in honor of the work and your outgoing mayorship. Tonight is your night. It's a celebration of you, your recognition as the outgoing mayor of the city of Paramount, and your service for the Paramount City Council since March of 2020. I commend your hard work and dedication to the great city of Paramount and the great state of California. On behalf of the 33rd Senate District, congratulations, Senator Lena Gonzalez.
All right, next up, Madam Mayor, is from the Assembly Speaker Anthony Rendon's office, Gabby Ballesteros. Gabby?
Later. We got you later.
Good evening, everyone. So it's such a pleasure and honor to be here tonight. It's so amazing, and it's just so telling just to see how much support you have in this community by all the people in this room here rooting for you. So just, I think one of the very first events that I met you at was last year at the Dia de los Muertos. And I just remember seeing you, and you were dancing and having such an amazing time. And, it's amazing how, you shine so brightly, and you're just so accessible to so many community residents. And I think that's really important. And your work speaks volumes. So although the Assembly Speaker couldn't be here tonight, I'd like to read out this certificate of recognition. So on behalf of the California State Assembly and the 62nd Assembly District, thank you for your service as mayor for the 2022-23 term. Through your leadership, the city of Paramount continues to shine as a thriving city. I commend you for you dedicating your time to improving the lives of those you have served so proudly. I wish you continued success in your future endeavors, so congratulations.
Thank you, Gabby. Now moving over to the Office of Supervisor Janice Hahn, we have with us Lauren Yokomizo. Lauren?
Good evening. It's a pleasure to be here on behalf of Supervisor Hahn to join you tonight in recognizing Mayor Vilma Cuellar-Stallings. Mayor, or should I say Mrs. Claus, you didn't know, I think you knew, it sounds like people know, that you served as Mrs. Claus last year for the city's big Santa Train event that was a big hit. And you did such a wonderful job, and the supervisor thought so as well. It's very apparent that you are very proud of this city, that you're proud to be a resident of Paramount, and you're just so genuine in your love for the community. So just want to say what a pleasure it was to see you serve, and we wish you all the best and congratulations from the supervisor.
All right, Madam Mayor, now we have some members from neighboring city council members that would like to recognize you for your term as mayor. First, starting off from the city of Bellflower, Mayor Sunny Santinez and Councilmember Victor Sanchez.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Sunny Santa Ynez, Mayor of City of Bellflower, and with me is Councilmember Victor Sanchez. It's always nice to be the #1 city. And I'm glad that Artesia is not in the house. So anyway, Vilma, thank you so much for your service. It's always a pleasure to be at this kind of event. And when I got the invitation, I'm so excited to be here. First and foremost, as a mayor, you did a wonderful thing to make the city safe, healthy, and attractive. Read that.
Like it.
So don't forget that safe, healthy, and attractive. You accomplished that. And we had fun. Vilma also serves in the Gateway Cities as second vice president. And Gabby mentioned about dancing. We do a lot of work, but we also want to know, we know also how to make fun, to have fun. But last summer, when we were at the Contract Cities Conference in the desert, we had fun. You were dancing with your daughter and with your granddaughter. So anyway, seriously, it's always nice to have good neighbors. And when I say good neighbors, that means Paramount, Cerritos, Downey, Lakewood, and Long Beach. Because they're not our neighbor. They're one city away. Okay, just the neighboring. I'm just counting the neighboring cities. It's because when I think about development, safety, I think about regionally, because I want to make sure that not only is Bellflower safe, but also Paramount and those cities are safe. Because I firmly believe that if there's crime in Paramount and they spill over to Bellflower, we're not happy. But if they take care of the crimes in their city, we are also happy. And that's how I think about it. And the same thing with development. When you develop the cities, bring about business, we're happy for that because we're hoping that some of your customers will be visiting Bellflower too. Because eventually they're going to get tired of Paramount. So we have a vested interest in your success.
Put the timer on.
So think about it regionally, okay? So when they get tired of Bellflower, they might go to Cerritos later on. Okay. But kidding aside, thank you for your service. You're not just a wonderful mayor, but you're also a wonderful mother, grandmother, and most importantly, I can call you as a friend. And so with that, I'd like to read this a certificate of achievement to Mayor Vilma Cuellar-Stallings for outstanding leadership and dedicated service to the city of Paramount. Your contributions during your tenure demonstrate the city's commitment to growth and have created a strong foundation for the future. We applaud your achievements and wish you continued success. So this is at the end of your service. You just take a different role starting tonight. So with that, Congratulations and thank you, my dear friend. Get him in the middle. Okay? Very good. Of course, you're the star.
Well, Madam Mayor, I think it's going to be hard to top that one, but Cerritos, I think, is willing to give it a shot here. From the city of Cerritos, Mayor Chong Vo and Councilmember Linda Johnson.
All right. I'm going to try and top that, but I don't know if I can. You know, you're lucky Artesia isn't here because usually they go first, and now you get to have that role. And it's funny because when we're always together going to events, they like to say Artesia is a great city, and Bellflower comes to say that we're the greater city, and Cerritos always come up and say we're the greatest city. So that's how we compete there. But today it's all about Velma. You know, I'm so honored today to represent the city of Cerritos in honoring your service as mayor. It takes a mayor to understand what a mayor has to go through, and the mayor's club, the mayor's group is definitely a close one. You know, being mayor of Cerritos, I've learned a lot, and I know that you have too here in the city of Paramount. The struggles, the sacrifice, the hard work, and to your family, I know this for a fact, that they had to sacrifice too, because the times when you could be spending it with them, you were here taking care of your bigger family. And so today, we recognize your service, we recognize everything you've done, and it's just so, I'm so happy to be here to tell you that not just because you are a representative of the city, but I like to call you as a friend too, because I got to know you in DC. And I wish I'd known you knew how to dance, because we would have went dancing if I've known that. But you know, we were able to meet together. You know, the president. We were in the White House together. We shared a meal together, and that's how we got to know each other really well. So when I heard that this was the time to celebrate you, I had to make sure that I showed up. So thank you for your service, and thank you for your time, and thank you for your friendship. Her resume is going to be read out all day today, and I'm not going to go ahead and read this, and it's going to include most of the stuff that people have already said or already have said. But, you know, Bellflower, this is in a frame. That's all I'm saying. You know?
Jeff is like, I'm done. Don't leave, Jeff. Who's next?
Okay, Madam Mayor, next, I'm not sure if this one is framed, but we'll see. From the city of Lakewood, Councilmember Jeff Wood. Jeff?
It's not framed, but we're going to use our residents' money to create a safe community and economic development.
What's happening here?
So, you know, as the cities go alphabetically, we're going to bring up the end here, but Paramount is really good at saving the best for the last. So we're really, I'm glad to join my colleagues. It's great to have our Congresswoman here and so many of your residents. And you know, one of the things you can tell is we're a family. And I join your colleagues, my colleagues, in wishing you just really a good reflection on your year as mayor. I know when I met you 3 years ago and you shared your goals and your dreams for the city, and you've accomplished those. And like I think Sunny said, you know, I consider you a friend, and we've had many conversations, we've been to many events, and I've just really enjoyed having you represent your region, or your city in our region. Because that's very important. What we do doesn't stop at the borders. Crime doesn't stop at the borders. Economic development doesn't stop at the borders. But Mayor, it's just been really a great opportunity to serve with you. So on behalf of the 80,000 residents of the city of Lakewood, in this beautiful, probably recycled paper folder, I would like to present this to you in recognition of your term as mayor. And also the greetings from the Lakewood City Council. So congratulations, Mayor.
Before we move on to the next category, I just want to confirm, is there anybody that is from the city of Bell? We had a confirmation that they may be here. I don't see any hands. Okay. Moving on, I'm not present, but they did provide certificates to you. Madam Mayor was Mayor Ana Valencia from the city of Norwalk and Mayor Maria del Pilar Avalos from the city of Southgate. So they did submit those. Okay, our next category is the Paramount Unified School District. And with us tonight is Board President Diane J. Martinez, Board Member Board Member Alicia Anderson, and Board Member Yesenia Cuarenta.
Good evening, everyone. What a wonderful celebration tonight as we honor our outgoing mayor, Velma Cuellar Stallings. Velma and I have been good friends for over 40 years. And last night, there was a knock at my door. And we opened the door, and there was the mayor with a tray of homemade spaghetti. You're wonderful. You're wonderful, Velma. Thank you. On behalf of the Paramount Unified School District, we congratulate you on a successful year. You attended many of our school district events. You visited classrooms. You read to students. And I think that demonstrates to the community that you as mayor wants to continue working closely with the school district. The school district and the city, I'm very happy that we work together for the betterment of this community and for the betterment of the children in this community. The city and the school district are stronger because of your leadership and your vision. So God bless you, Mayor, and I'm very proud of you. God's blessings. I'm happy to be joined by my colleague, Board Member Alicia Anderson, and my Board Member Yesenia Cuarenta. Okay, here we go.
And from the Paramount Chamber of Commerce, we have with us tonight Chamber Board President Chris Rich and other members of the Chamber of Commerce. Come on up.
Good evening, everybody. Mayor, pleasure. My name is Chris Rich, and I serve as the president of the Paramount Chamber of Commerce. On behalf of the Chamber and the business community here, we want to thank you for your commitment, service over the last year. Serving as a mayor is a huge task and requires so much of your time. You have represented the community with grace and strength, listened to the needs, and spoke up when needed. On a personal note, I started a business here in 1986, and I did not expect to be here 38 years later. My company is here today because of how this city is run, who runs it, and the people in it. It just keeps getting better. So thank you, Mayor, and all the mayors before you and the mayors that come after you. From the Chamber of Commerce, we'd also say thank you for all your support for the businesses in the community. The community is rich with small family businesses. Thank you for showing your support for attending so many of the ribbon cutting events that we have for these new businesses. We have a certificate of appreciation and flowers for you.
Thank you all.
Okay, moving on to public safety now. First, from the LA County Fire Department, Madam Mayor, we have with us tonight Acting Assistant Chief Jason Robertson, Battalion Chief Joe Granados, Fire Station 31 personnel, and Ms. LaFonda Riggins. Come on up.
Well, good evening, Mayor Stallings. My name is Jason Robertson. I'm your Acting Assistant Fire Chief from the Los Angeles County Fire Department. And with me, we have your Battalion Chief, Joe Granados, and then some of your Paramount City firefighters from Fire Station 31 here as well. And then Community Services Liaison, LaFonda Riggins. It truly is a pleasure and an honor to be here, especially after learning about your career. I know that everyone has spoken about it already, but 30 years in the library system is very impressive. And then you decide to embark in 2020 on a new career here. So that's very impressive. But for the record, I just want to let you know that I've been a library card holder for almost 40 years now. So on behalf of the Los Angeles County Fire Department, we proudly recognize you for your dedicated service to the city of Paramount. Your contributions and commitment to the city has left a positive legacy which will be remembered for many years to come. So we also have, in addition to this certificate of commendation, we have a cup and a t-shirt that we did not frame, but we would like you to wear it so you can have support from our city of Paramount firefighters from Fire Station 31. You want to go up here? 3 and 3. On my right, the mayor in the center. Slide back. We'll slide back so your heels touch the first step. And I'll take one more volunteer. Oh, yeah.
Okay, Madam Mayor, and from the LA County Sheriff's Department, we have with us tonight Captain Dan Holguin and Paramount Lieutenant Joe Morales. Gentlemen.
Thank you, Mayor. As I don't have my certificate, in order to get the best, the exquisite certificate, there's a little more red tape and a little more memos, but as soon as the sheriff signs it within this week, I'll personally deliver it to you. But on behalf of the Sheriff Department, Sheriff Robert Luna, the men and women at Lakewood Station serving the Paramount, and myself, I want to thank you for your great leadership and your continued support to public safety. And I personally want to thank you for when I came in March of May last year. You supported me with open arms. And again, we appreciate the mothering love that you give myself, my deputies, and the community of Paramount. Thank you very much. You're very welcome. Thank you.
Is ready? Yeah. And Madam Mayor, last but certainly not least, the ones with the greatest frame certificate and the best gifts ever, our own Paramount City Council led by Vice Mayor Isabella Guayo.
Hello, everyone. Vilma, on behalf of my colleagues, I want to thank you for such a great year leading our city. It was a year full of so many accomplishments to be proud of. We rolled out the ambitious organic waste recycling program. Paramount Park Pool was completely refurbished for the first time in over a decade. You honored so many wonderful and deserving community members with the Mayor's Monthly Award. The city provided our small businesses hurt by the pandemic with nearly $700,000 in grant money from our federal COVID-19 relief funds. We brought back the Pride of Paramount Beautiful Property Awards. And for the second year in a row, Paramount won the Gateway City's Gold Energy Action Award. The Veterans Wall of Honor was unveiled in the community center, something very dear to your heart. Something else important to you was connecting with our seniors, which you did by attending monthly events at the Senior Center for snacks, coffee, conversation, and definitely dancing. Also for our seniors, the city partnered with GoGo Grandparent, a service that makes it easier for them to use ride-sharing services like Uber and Lyft. Another highlight was proudly representing us at the U.S. Conference of Mayors winter meeting in Washington, D.C., where you shared the story of Paramount with mayors from across the country. Through it all, your sincerity shone brightly, as did your deep love for this city and all of its residents. So tonight, we thank you for a job very well done. We have these flowers. And a photo montage from past events, and a plaque commemorating your year as mayor. Yeah, these over. You will also receive a scrapbook covering the entire year, including images from tonight. Thank you so much, Vilma. Go ahead. Say something.
Well, Mayor Vilma, it gives me great pride to give you this trophy for all the hard work that you've done throughout the year. You love our community, and also our community loves you. So thank you so much for your leadership. Thank you, dear friend.
Put this down. I have to say something. Velma, I've heard the other cities here define themselves as the great city and the greater city. I just want you to know Paramount doesn't have to do that, because we're defined in the dictionary as supreme. I'm just going to drop the mic. Drop the mic.
Stay there. We have paparazzis here. All right. Very good. Thank you.
And Madam Mayor, this is the point that if you'd like to say a few words,
Well, I don't want to cry, but I want to thank you, everyone, for this beautiful presentation. First, I would like to thank God for giving me the opportunity to serve this community and his beautiful residents. Second, I would like to thank my family, my husband, Danny. Thank you. Thank you, sweetie, for giving me the opportunity to serve our community in such a gracious way, Danny. You never complained. You always told me, go ahead and go, because I know you love this city and you love the residents. So thank you, and thank you from the bottom of my heart, because not once did you ever complain. Okay, let me go back to find my sheets. Oh, here it is. Okay. I'd like to thank my daughter, Lisa, my granddaughters, Alyssa and Ashley, my son-in-law, Frank. Thank you for taking care of Papa and running the household while I was doing my mayor-related things. Third, I would like to thank my mentors, my colleagues. Peggy, you have been an extraordinary mentor to me, ma'am, and a special friend. Brenda, thank you from the bottom of my heart, mija, for your wisdom, for your guidance, for your words of encouragement. I would like to thank Isabel and Annette. Thank you both for serving with me. Isabel and I, at the beginning, we went on many adventures. And when we were supposed to go to an event, and instead of making a left, we made a right. So, you know, we end up in some parts of the city that we shouldn't even been at. But she always got us back on track. Thank you, Isabel. I really mean it. Thank you, Annette. You came on board, and you came one of our colleagues. You are a gracious lady. Thank you for being part of our community and being part of us. And also, I also want to thank our residents. Thank you for allowing me and allowing God to give me this honor to serve you. He directed my path. He's the one that gave me the words of wisdom and guidance as I came to the city council every 2 weeks. I prayed in my car. I would ask God, please give me wisdom. Please give me guidance. If there's something I need to do, please show me. Show me your vision, sir, for your residents and for your children. It's been a joy, and I cannot say enough how gracious it's been. Thank you. Thank you all. I want to especially thank the seniors at the Paramount Park Community Center. What a blast it's been with them. The Musa Moms, and the Unity Group, and all the other organizations, and also the Chamber. Thank you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. Thank you for always including us and always being there to give a helping hand to us. And to all the directors, staff, everyone that works hard for our city, public safety, Public Works, Parks and Recreation, Finance. All of you contribute to our city. You make it more productive and more effective. If it wasn't for all of you, this city would not be successful. I am so proud and so glad that my mom and my dad brought us from Texas, and I was 6 years old, and I attended Moakler School. And I was one of 3 Hispanic families at that time. It was all Dutch little girls and Portuguese. But anyway, I loved it. And my granddaughters and my grandsons who are not present, and my other daughter, Tricia, and my son-in-law, Chad, I want to thank them from the bottom of my heart, because my whole family has been praying and for God to continue blessing our city, but not just with me, with Annette Delagio, with Brenda Olmos, Peggy Lemons, and Annette Delagio. It's been a pleasure to serve you, ladies. Alyssa and Ashley will be giving you my favorite flowers, and those are tulips. And you are my sunshine to my life. So yellow is my favorite color. Yeah, you wore yellow for me. always remember, everyone that's present, that we serve proudly because you elected us, and we're here to service you. And we're here at any time, any place. You can give us a holler. You can give us a jingle. We're available to you, each and every one of us. We are Paramount. God bless the city of Paramount. We'll continue. First, we'll have the approval of our minutes from our last meeting. Is there a motion, please?
So moved.
Second.
Heidi, may we have roll call, please?
Councilmember Delgadillo?
Yes.
Councilmember Lemons?
Abstain, I wasn't present.
Councilmember Olmos?
Do we have
At the right
a
meeting?
I want to abstain.
I wasn't present at the last
I wasn't
meeting.
present either at the last meeting.
That's fine. I was calling the next council. I got your
Oh, I thought I heard a buzz like, oh, yes, you were. No,
I wasn't.
Annette was
I
absent as
wasn't.
well.
I was absent
So
also.
you'll abstain as
Yes,
well?
I will. Mistake
Thank
on
you.
my part.
And Councilmember Olmos?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Aguayo?
Yes.
Mayor Quer Stallings?
Yes.
Thank you. I have 2 abstentions then.
Thank you. City Clerk, can you please call the nominations?
Now is the time. We will open nominations for the office of mayor. Are there any nominations?
Yes, I would like to nominate Vice Mayor Isabel Aguayo as mayor, please.
I second.
Are there any further nominations? Hearing none, I'll call the roll for Annette Delgadillo as mayor.
No.
No.
Aguayo.
Oh, I'm sorry. For Vice Mayor Aguayo as mayor. Councilmember Delgadillo?
Yes.
Councilmember Lemons?
Aguayo.
Councilmember Olmos?
Aguayo.
Aguayo.
Councilmember Delgadillo?
Aguayo.
Vice Mayor Aguayo?
Aguayo.
Mayor Quer Stallings?
Aguayo.
Congratulations, Mayor Aguayo.
Are you
Go right
taking?
into? Yeah. So actually, just before we proceed, I really just want to thank my colleagues for this opportunity. It definitely has been an amazing, just the last few years, just getting to know you and really working to keep our city, like they've been saying, safe, healthy, and attractive. So thank you for that. To the residents, I'm going to continue the work that we have been doing up until this point, and just like we've all said, we're here to serve. We're here to serve you. We live in this community. We shop here. My kids go to school here, and we're actually, we have an amazing support system. Just what Paramount is in our residents, and I can speak just for myself. My family is 4 generations in Paramount, and those 4 generations are here today. So I'm just so full of joy today. My grandfather, and he's going to love when I say he's going to be 90 in September, is here. My parents, I have my brothers and my sister here, and of course my kids. And I do have a story that I am going to actually translate it when I'm done. But I remember walking to City Hall, and I don't know how old I must have been because it's one of those memories that's kind of like a dream. But I remember my grandfather asking, me to come with him to pay the water bill. And we would walk from his house, and there was the coffee station set up outside. And while he was paying the water bill, he would always give me a sugar cube. And that's a big thing in our house. My brothers and my sister, we always remember that. He would give us a single sugar cube so we could sit, and then we would walk back home. And for me to sit here, it's extremely surreal because I always go back to that memory. So I'm gonna just, again, thank you. And I do have to say that, for my grandfather in Spanish, because it is such a big deal, just the love that we have for this community. And I think it reflects in my colleagues as well. Quiero darle las gracias a mis colegas por esta oportunidad de servir como la alcaldesa de la ciudad de Paramount y a los residentes asegurarles que el trabajo continúa. Vamos a continuar con el trabajo de la ciudad para mantenerla lo que es hoy y continuar el progreso. En mi familia somos 4 generaciones. Mi abuelito que está presente, mis padres, mis hermanos y mi hermana que están aquí y mis hijos. Tengo tantos bonitos recuerdos, pero uno que siempre tengo presente es que cuando mi abuelito me decía, vamos parados a pagar el agua. Y nos veníamos caminando de su casa a pagar el bill del agua. Y tenían una cafetera y tenían los cuadros pequeños de azúcar. Siempre me daba uno para que yo pues estuviera sentada mientras él pagaba el bill del agua. Terminábamos y nos regresábamos caminando. Entonces, para mí este momento es tan especial. ¿Cuándo me iba a imaginar yo que esos momentos yo iba a estar aquí sentada algún día? Entonces, muchísimas gracias. Pues vamos a seguir para adelante. Thank you for that. So moving on. Heidi, can you please open the nominations for Vice Mayor, please?
I'd be happy to. We'll now open nominations for Vice Mayor. Are there any nominations?
I would like to nominate Councilmember Delgadillo.
I second.
Thank you. Are there any further nominations? When I call the roll for Vice Mayor Annette Delgadillo, please confirm by saying her name. Councilmember Delgadillo.
Delgadillo.
Councilmember Lemons.
Delgadillo.
Mayor Aguayo.
Delgadillo.
Councilmember Cuellar Stallings.
Delgadillo.
Checking on Councilmember Olmos.
Oh, I hear her calling from the back room. Delgadillo. We should all give her a standing ovation when she enters the room.
Maybe Dave has a story to tell. Like last time.
The book, David? You didn't finish it the last time. See, you should have kept it there. You never know when you might need it. Like, no, David. I have a brother who actually lives in Arizona, so he couldn't be here today.
That's a majority.
He heard that a lot.
I'm okay with moving ahead. I thought I was asked to wait for her.
And then she can put it on the record later.
Yes.
Because yet, I know they want to see their guests before they.
Thank you. Congratulations, Vice Mayor Delgadillo.
Thank you so much.
Would you like to say a few words?
I sure do. I'd like to say thank you from the bottom of my heart to my colleagues. I've learned a lot coming on board, and each one of my colleagues has a very special talent that I've learned from them and also from staff. Thank you for your support. I promise I will not let you down. There's going to be more fun, more smiles, and more laughs and support from me through my vice mayor, for being vice mayor for the whole year. Thank you so, so much. And much love to my community, my members of the community, which I hold so deeply. And you know what? The best is yet to come. Thank you.
Okay, we're going to go ahead and take about a 10-minute recess so we can move some chairs around and that type of thing. Thank you so much. I'd like to call our meeting back to order. City Manager, is there any public comment updates?
No, ma'am.
Do we have any public comments for tonight?
No, ma'am.
Okay, moving on. Can I please get a motion for the consent calendar?
So moved.
Second. Heidi, can we please get roll call?
Councilmember Lemons?
Yes.
Councilmember Olmos?
Yes.
Councilmember Cuellar Stallings?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Delgadillo?
Yes.
Mayor Aguayo?
Yes. Okay, we're going to go ahead and move on to old business. This is item number 7. It's a request from Eco Rapid Transit for the city to make advanced payment of next year's membership dues. City Manager, can we please get a report?
Yes, you can, Madam Mayor. I will be handling this report, and I'll let the staff in the back know when to change the slide. So if you can take me to the first slide. This is a continuation of the item that was heard by the City Council on March 28th. And so just to recap what we discussed, the Eco Rapid Transit Agency is requesting Paramount's membership dues in advance of FY 23-24, which starts on July 1st. The City Council at that meeting voted to continue this item till tonight, and that would allow the opportunity for the council members who were not present the opportunity to listen to the item and to vote. A couple of key takeaways that we heard at the meeting, in addition to the presentation, which I will go through in a bit here, is that the executive director who was with us on the 28th and who is also in the audience with us tonight, he confirmed that the Office of Supervisor Janice Hahn is now a full-fledged member of Eco Rapid Transit. Mr. Shen also provided a list of cities who paid the requested advance in the membership dues, and that's included in your agenda packet tonight. And I also have that included as the next slide, please. So here we go. Here's a list of the agencies who belong to Eco Rapid Transit, because this was one of the questions that the council had. Who has paid up to date the advance payment for the membership dues? So as you can see, the top 4, Burbank Airport Authority, City of Bell, City of Cerritos, and Southgate have all paid. Supervisor Janice Hahn's office has agreed to pay. Huntington Park and Paramount are both under review, and the remaining agencies are still reviewing. It is unknown whether or not they will contribute. So we are not sure at this time. Next slide. So just to recap for those that were not here and for those that want a refresher, for 2 decades we've been members of Eco Rapid, which at the time we joined was known as the Orange Line Development Authority. The initial intention of ERT was to promote regional transit, and they wanted to do that with a focus on the West Santa Ana branch rail line, which, as we all know, will at some point of time when Metro builds a line will intersect through the middle of our town. There's also economic benefits to the rail line that Eco Rapid promotes. And as a member of this agency, we have a council member who sits on the Eco Rapid board, and that currently is Mayor Aguayo. In terms of our membership dues, they kind of fluctuate from year to year. For this year, we paid already approximately $20,000 using transportation funds. That's Prop A and C transportation funds. Next slide, please. Recently, Eco Rapid has faced some financial troubles. They essentially do not have enough money to finish out the fiscal year, so they are unable to pay their bills. As a result, they are requesting that member cities pay an advance on next year's membership dues. For Paramount, if the City Council approves this would total $21,535, and it would be on top of the $20,000 that we've already paid. Additionally, Eco Rapid may request an additional $10,767 from Paramount on July 1st. So as a recap, we paid $20,000 for this current fiscal year. We're being asked to pay $21,500 now to help them out, and then we could owe another $10,760 after July 1st for a total of $52,267. Next slide, please. $52,267. Because of such a steep asking price, it's very responsible good government to question our future with Eco Rapid, especially when you consider the request for funding coupled with the status of the light rail project, which, as I said, is the initial intent of this agency. For starters, it appears that Metro has prioritized this project. Their contractors were in town recently conducting borings to get soil samples for the design plans, for instance. So we as staff can see that the design is moving along, and we have had a very good working relationship with the planners at Metro, and they have been responsive to our requests. Additionally, we've noticed that the Gateway City Council of Governments, or as we know it, the COG, they've become a lot more active and have been involved with this light rail project. A few years ago, for instance, a city manager technical advisory committee was formed under the COG, and the COG has also authored letters of support for the project. And most recently, they are in the process of hiring what they're calling a construction liaison, who will work with cities and Metro once the construction starts. Next slide, please. Some other things that the council may want to consider is that we've been told by Metro staff that the project will in no way extend north beyond downtown. However, as I mentioned, and as you saw on the table, membership of EcoRapid includes agencies who are north of downtown, and those agencies are the City of Glendale and the Burbank Airport. At this point in time, we are unsure if EcoRapid will continue to invest their time and energy in promoting the extension of the transit line to these jurisdictions. But on a more positive note, as I mentioned earlier, EcoRapid has received the commitment by the Office of Supervisor Janice Hahn's office to join EcoRapid. And what this means is, as we know, the supervisor serves as a Metro board member, so she has a lot of clout in that regards. And she also has staff dedicated to transit topics. So with the addition of Supervisor Hahn's office, this could help EcoRapid to become a more effective, recognizable, and financially stable organization. Next slide, please. So recently, though, we have seen some recent improvement from ERT. Most recently, the new ERT leadership, they took a thorough review and validated and re-examined many of the current recurrent expenses. So as you can see here, the bullets show you the different things that the leadership has looked at. So in all, they anticipate roughly $840 a month of savings, just over $10,000 per year of cost reduction. So this really shows that they are trying. And as I mentioned at the last meeting, there is a new executive director, Mr. Eric Shin, who is in the audience with us. And he assumed the position in mid-October of 2022. He has vowed to clean up the accounting practices. He's gotten to the bottom of operating costs, and more certainly on a monthly annual ERT expenses rather than based on guesstimates. So he's trying to attack this as more certainty to give to the member agencies. Okay, let's move on to the next slide. So the fiscal impact, just to reiterate, I mentioned earlier, if requested, if a request is approved by the council tonight, an additional $21,535 will need to be appropriated in this current fiscal year budget, and we can do that using available Proposition A restricted funds. We do have a sufficient Prop A restricted fund balance available for this, as well as a special assessment, which could happen, as I mentioned, after July 1st, and that would be in the amount of $10,767. So with that, next slide. The recommendation before you tonight is to review and discuss the information provided. And then there are two options here. The first option is approve the request and authorize us to provide to EcoRapid our next year's membership dues now, with the caveat that we will bring back a report for the council's review on or before September 30th, and prior to remitting any additional payments to EcoRapid. The other alternative is to provide alternative direction to staff relative to our membership and affiliation with EcoRapid Transit. And I'd be happy to answer any questions. And again, Mr. Eric Shin, the new executive director for EcoRapid, is in the audience with us tonight.
Thank you, John. Is there any comments or questions from my colleagues?
Yeah, I've been kind of going back and forth on this, and I've been doing some reading and making some calls. And I just want to, again, I'll listen to what you guys have to say if you guys want to have a discussion about it. But my thoughts were, again, why can't we just go ahead and pay for our year 2020-23, see how it goes with the new executive director, and then pay out the appropriate for the 23-24 timing? I'm
I
not
had
sure.
the same, yeah, I had the same thought as you.
I
going
thought
ahead
he
and
said we
paying.
paid 22, 23.
So the membership dues were $20,000 for 22-23 ERT membership dues, right?
You paid, yes.
Yes.
And we already paid those.
But we paid that already.
Yeah.
So they're asking for the 23-24 of
That's the
21,000.
1 year advance. that they're
Correct.
asking
Yeah,
for.
an advancement.
So I'm just saying, why can't we just pay that when the time comes, when we need to, not in advance? What's
Oh,
the
23. Well, my only question is, because I thought that you were saying that they wanted 2 years in advance. They just want the 1 year in
23-24.
advance for 23-24. And I'd be happy to hear from the executive director, but my understanding is it's because they have to fix this backlog of financial need, and in order to stay fiscally sound, they need this money. Otherwise, you're going to have a problem. Is that correct? Because you already received our 22-23, so you want an advance for 23-24. So could you explain the need on that?
Eric, if you could please press the button. There you go. Thank you.
Certainly. Thank you very much, and congratulations, Mayor Aguayo, and also our board member and members of the council for allowing me to make a clarification. In fact, the advancement that we're seeking really is about 2 months only. Generally speaking, Eco Rapid Transit in the past, the practice is we will send out invoices to member cities in April, seeking your membership dues for the upcoming fiscal year in July for July payment.
Right.
In January of this year, due to the cash flow issue, our board made a decision to issue the invoice 3 months earlier. So we're really asking at this moment, just pay your upcoming fiscal year membership dues 2 months earlier. We're not asking you for 12 months in advance. Really, it's just
It will pay for the next 12 months, but you're just asking it for a couple of months early.
right. And in fact, we have been very, very thankful that a few big cities have been willing to advance their payments, and so we are using what has been collected in the last 6 weeks to address our own financial issue. On the slide, that I would also add that yesterday we received the payment from City of Cudahy. So we're just continue to communicate with each one of you that we're not asking you to front load a payment that is 13, 14 months away, but in fact only just 2 months away.
Right. We would just be paying for one fiscal year 23-24, which we would fund typically in what, June?
July.
July?
Yeah. And so I know some of the discussion has been that there's a new executive director and that giving the agency a chance. So if we were going to give them a chance, we would have to pay this bill in 3 months anyway. Otherwise, you're only funding them through the current end of this fiscal year. You give them, they're just basically saying 3 months early. So if you don't fund it, then you're ending it with this fiscal year.
Yeah.
And just to be clear, too, there is a possibility, too, that Eco Rapid could come back and ask for
An increase?
a assessment. Is that what I think you initially are calling it? An
Is that the
assessment.
10,000?
The 10,000, right?
Yeah, I think that would be what is questionable. And I don't know when you would do that. But
and
we're in discussion. My feelings were I've been in your situation as the leader of a nonprofit when there was poor management before me, and I walked into a dire situation, and we had to do the same thing. We had to bill a year in advance, not a few months as you're doing, to stay sustainable. And I'm going to put as much faith in you right now as I had in myself. And when I left that organization, we were number 3 in all of Southern California as one of the best. So I know it's all about management and what you do. I appreciate the cuts that you've already made. I think that shows some dedication and resourcefulness. So I'm in favor of, after you've explained it to me, being as we're really just talking about a 3-month lead time and not 2 years, I think that that's reasonable if we're going to invest in this organization at all, and give you a chance to prove your worth. And if I'm misunderstanding something or whatever, please.
And if I may point out too, part of the recommended action tonight before you that we have is, if you want to pay the $21,000, then our recommendation also says that before we pay the assessment, the $10,000 that could potentially hit, we come back with an evaluation of the transit agency to see how they're doing.
I would definitely want that. I
So
would definitely
before
want the
we
organization
release them.
evaluated before we paid any additional fees.
The 10,000.
I'm in agreement with you, Councilmember
And
Lemons.
let me add just what I have seen on really the short time that I have been with EcoRapid. There is definitely a change and you see it just in how the communication is handled. Because when Eric caught these issues, I mean, he didn't wait. I remember, emails at, I think at, 11 o'clock saying, we need to meet. This is serious. And, and just how it has evolved. So I do think it would be fair with just revisiting before, if it's not even a guarantee or for sure that ECO will come back to ask for those 10,000. But there are cuts that were made right away, and I know I had asked for that list, and it came forward. And my question I was going to ask actually is if any other cities had already paid, and you went ahead, you answered that before.
Right, and again, we are very, very grateful. At the same time, in terms of coming back to each member city, if we get to the point that we reevaluate what is the appropriate membership dues for the next year, and also build up, as you have indicated, to build up the capability to really make a difference. Again, your city, with mayor being a member of the board of directors, you will help to shape and to articulate or to really debate at the board level, along with Supervisor Han's representative, on what is the appropriate rate, so that this Joint Powers Authority can really deliver what you want. So I want to reassure you, even before September, you probably will hear from me already with the exact calculation that is agreed by member cities and what are the options to deliver the tasks that you want this JPA to deliver for you.
May I, Madam Mayor? Absolutely. I'm going to put you on the spot a little bit here. So obviously there's concern because of what happened with the prior administration. Would it be possible for you, without any forewarning, to give me 2 or 3 of the top priorities that you think are going to make a difference in investing in this organization now?
Certainly. It is a challenging question, but I will do my best. First of all, I'd like to, I hope City Manager would also echo the sentiment. In the last last 3 to 4 months, there has been a significant improvement in terms of working with City Manager's Technical Advisory Committee on the West St. Anna Branch project. And also EcoRapid Transit Board of Directors has taken unanimous actions in support of the project, and also provide very, very strong unified voice in working with Metro and Gateway City COG. All in all, it shows that EcoRapid Transit is redefining its role in terms of helping Metro to deliver this big project for your community, where we are not creating a new project. We are advocates. We are your voice to ensure Metro, as they do the transit planning, they will also care about your parking, your land use, respect your land use policy. And so as we go forward, my vision, which I serve at the will of the board of directors, I would love to continue to work and advise the board that it is important for the EcoRapid Transit to be the strongest and most unified voice on behalf of your cities on parking, on land use coordination, on first mile, last mile planning, and also calculate fairly on your local contribution. the work that Eco Rapid Transit will be doing will not be a duplicative work with the city manager's technical advisory committee. In fact, it will complement each other because at the Eco Rapid Transit, the composition of the members are elective official. It is my job to be the coordinator with the city manager's technical committee to be locking in steps to deliver again for your community. So I want to conclude by answer your question by saying that it is not my vision. My job is to do what you want and then do it so that it becomes seamless for your community.
And you know, you said it much more eloquently than I would have. I would have said, I want you to be the loudest voice in the room. So, and the only other thing I could add, you know, again, having been in your position, yes, to carry out the directives of your board and of your cities, but also you have to have leadership too. You're the one there on a daily basis, grinding out the information, looking, you know, at the plans, and so that leadership and direction and that information that you provide will be crucial to how this organization moves forward. And I would just like to add one thing, which is, had this been a 2-year proposal, I would have agreed with my colleague, Councilmember Olmos, because I think that if you're going to be able to do this, you should be able to do it with a year. All the tools are there, the resources are there for us to do that. So my position is I would support doing it for the 1-year term.
So any other questions or comments? No. If not, we'll go ahead and entertain a motion.
I would move approval of the payment for the 23-24, and if I just move the item, John, you said it states that you're going to come back to us on the
Yes,
10,000, right?
absolutely. So,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay, so with that stipulation, I would just move the item.
Second.
Heidi, can we please take roll?
Councilmember Lemons,
Yes.
Councilmember Olmos,
Yes.
Councilmember Quer Stallings,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Delgadillo,
Yes.
Mayor Aguayo.
Yes. Thank you, Eric. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and move on to new business. Item number 8 is the award of contract for professional auditing services. Is there a report, John?
Yes, Madam Mayor, there is. We are requesting your approval on a contract with a new financial auditing firm. We use auditing firms by law. We are required to have them come in and inspect our books. And we've been using the auditing firm of E. Bailey for nearly 20 years, and it is actually best fiduciary practice in the best interest of the city to search for a new firm. So in essence, this would actually signal, it's a good idea to do because it'll signal to taxpayers that we welcome a variety of eyes and to evaluate and scrutinize our financial practices and reporting. So with that, I'll turn it over to our finance department manager, Mr. Anthony Martinez, who will walk you through the item. Anthony?
All right. Thank you, John.
Martinez, don't you think you should suggest him up front they change the company name? Pun for financial services? I don't know.
All right. Well, good evening. No. Good evening, Mayor Aguayo. Good evening, Vice Mayor Delgadillo, and good evening, members of the City Council. All right. Paramount is required to undergo an annual audit by an independent audit firm that audits its financial statements and activities to determine the strengths and weaknesses of the city's financial management. As the city grows, it is critical that we retain an audit firm that evolves with the city's needs and serves as a vital resource. For 15 years, the city contracted audit firm VTD, which later became Eide Bailly in 2019. And since 2019, Eide Bailly has served as the city's auditor, but come June 30th this year, that contract will end. Although the city has been satisfied with the services overall, we feel it is best practice and in the city's best interest to look for a new audit firm. Now, the city's procurement policy exempts professional services from the formal bidding process, and professional services would also include accounting and financial services. However, we found it prudent to exercise a formal bidding process for professional auditing services in order to retain a professional auditing firm. from January 17th to February 13th of this year, the city posted a request for proposals for professional auditing services on the city's website and the California Society of Municipal Finance Officers website, where RFPs for auditing services are commonly posted. The city received proposals from 3 audit firms: Badawi & Associates, Moss, Levy & Hartzheim, and the Pung Group. Now, it should be noted that audit firm Moss, Levy & Hartzheim did not continue with the evaluation process, as they did not respond to our interview requests, and ultimately was subsequently removed from the bidding process. The review committee, composed of the finance department's management team, evaluated the proposals using grading criteria that include mandatory requirements, expertise, experience, an audit approach, and pricing. During the evaluation process, the committee interviewed both audit firms and obtained reference checks in order to gain further insight on both firms. And after a thorough review of both firms, we believe the Pung Group will provide the best audit services to the city. The Pung Group is a highly qualified, full-service firm that has provided auditing, accounting, and advisory services to government agencies since 1989. The firm has extensive experience in audits of local governments, with the preparation of the annual comprehensive financial report, or ACFRS, and education assistance in Gatsby pronouncements. Collectively, the 6 engagement team members that would be assigned to Paramount have a combined total experience of 136 years of auditing experience, with an average of 26 years per auditor. Now, this is a comparison to the total combined experience of 47 years auditing experience from the 4-member engagement team from the other firm, Badawi & Associates. The Pung Group has audited over 55 grant programs and housing authorities, which will benefit the city with quality federal single audits. With a client base of more than 45 cities, mostly in Southern California, the Pung Group is well informed of the local financial climate. Such cities would include Lakewood, Southgate, Bell, and Cerritos. The firm also offers tax advisory services, service organization audits, forensic accounting, and other financial services, which also includes the use of AI audit software during the audits. This artificial intelligence software is designed to detect risks and look for areas of fraud prevention. The Pung Group offers access to a large pool of licensed accountants with 50 staff spread across 6 offices and headquartered in Santa Ana. This staffing allows for greater flexibility to rotate audit teams and provides higher experience afforded to the city. This cost summary before you outlines an all-inclusive price comparison of all services and reports requested by the city. As you can see, the cost variance of the Pung Group, which averages about $5,700, offers more available resources, personnel, and services, which achieves an economy of scale that is afforded to the city and reaps cost benefits. The table before you also includes the actual services and reports requested by staff. The column showcases the annual cost for the FY23 audit. Fees for audit services are included in the city's budget, and the not-to-exceed all-inclusive price would be $58,000 for the FY23 audit, $59,700 for the FY24 audit, and $61,500 for the FY25 audit. After the 3-year term expires, the city does have the option to extend the contract for the 2 subsequent fiscal years. It is recommended that the City Council award the contract for professional auditing services to the Pung Group for 3 fiscal years, with the option of renewing for 2 subsequent fiscal years, and authorize the city manager to execute the agreement. With us today is Kenneth Poon, partner from the Pung Group, to answer any questions the council might have. And as we draw down to our presentation, Finance Director Kim Sao and I are also happy to answer any questions the council may have.
Thank you, Anthony. Do my
Thank you.
colleagues have any questions or comments?
I'll move the item.
Is there a second?
Second. I second.
Heidi, roll call, please.
Councilmember Lemons?
Yes.
Councilmember Olmos?
Yes.
Councilmember Cuellar Stallings?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Delgadillo?
Yes.
Mayor Aguayo?
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay, so number 9, Resolution 23013, adopting the city's local hazard mitigation plan. John, is there a report, please?
Yes, Madam Mayor. And next, if we want to remain eligible for federal disaster relief funding, we need to update our hazard mitigation plan every 5 years. We did that, and we're asking you to adopt it tonight. So with that, I'll turn it over to our Assistant Public Safety Director, Mr. Eric Wosick, who will handle the item. Eric?
Good evening, Mayor. Thanks, John. Good evening, Mayor and members of the council. The Disaster Mitigation Act of 2000 allows local governments to apply for FEMA grant funding to alleviate suffering and damage that's caused by hazardous events that impact our communities. To be eligible for this funding, though, cities must create and update a local hazard mitigation plan. Local hazard mitigation plans identify the hazards and the risks those hazards pose to our community, and then helps us come up with ways to mitigate those risks, projects that we can create and develop to help with those mitigation efforts. In 2019, Cal OES opened a pre-disaster mitigation grant funding opportunity. Paramount applied for and was awarded $37,500 to update our LHMP, and that's 75% of the total cost of the project. The other 25% match came from us, and that was $12,500. The completed plan that money bought us is this beautiful 512-page document right here. We brought the plan before council in October for review and for public comments, and there have been no substantive changes made to the plan since then. We submitted it to Cal OES and FEMA, and they've conducted their initial review and determined that it's eligible for final approval pending city's official adoption, which is what we're seeking here tonight. The fiscal impact, it's costed us $50,000 total, $37,500 of which is reimbursable through that Cal OES PDM grant on a quarterly basis, and the other $12,500 has been budgeted through the Public Safety Administration Division budget. This plan aligns with our strategic outcome number 1 in that it helps us create a safe community. And with that, staff is recommending that City Council read by title only and adopt resolution number 23013. That concludes my report. I'm available for any questions, and we also have the consultant from Risk Management Professionals, Mr. Ryan Bray, who helped us develop the plan.
Thank you, Eric. Any questions or comments, my colleagues?
I'll move the item.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Councilmember Lemons?
Yes.
Councilmember Olmos?
Yes.
Councilmember Cuellar Stallings?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Delgadillo?
Yes.
Mayor Aguayo?
Yes. Okay. So number 10, we're going to go ahead and this is the appropriation of Measure A grant funds for the Paramount Pathfinders program. Is there a report, John?
Yes, Madam Mayor, there is. This last item under new business involves a new community services program that we're excited to introduce to you. We applied for and we were awarded a grant from the county. And although the program will mostly function in next fiscal year, we have some administrative costs we need to cover this year that we'd like for you to appropriate funds for. So with that, I'll turn it over to our management analyst in the Community Services Department, Ms. Rebecca Bojorquez, who will walk you through the item. Rebecca?
Thank you, John. Good evening, Madam Mayor and members of the City Council. As John mentioned, we are incredibly excited to bring to you a new grant-funded excursion program for Paramount residents. In 2016, the Los Angeles County voters approved the Safe, Clean Neighborhood Parks and Beaches Measure of 2016, which is commonly referred to as Measure A. Measure A is an annual parcel tax of 1.5 cents per square foot of development. Measure A replaced Proposition A, which sunset in 2019. The purpose of Measure A funding is to provide cities in Los Angeles County dedicated local funding for parks through annual allocation and grant programs. the Los Angeles County Regional Parks and Open Space District is in charge of implementing and dispersing Measure A funds. Currently, the City of Paramount receives an annual allocation which generates about $300,000 annually for dedicated park projects. Most recently, annual allocation funds in Paramount have been allocated to the Paramount Pool Renovation Project, the playground replacement at Paramount Park, and to the proposed Dills Park Orchard. In June 22, RPOSD announced they were accepting applications for their competitive grant titled Recreation Access. The purpose of this competitive grant is to increase the ability of residents throughout Los Angeles County to access public lands, park facilities, park amenities, and other activities that increase accessibility for county residents, especially those in high need or very high need study areas. Staff prepared an application and submitted for the Paramount Pathfinders program in September 22, and we're told the program had been awarded for funding this past February. So what is the Paramount Pathfinders? The Paramount Pathfinders program aims to provide recreational opportunities for individuals who would not normally have the means or access to regional recreational opportunities. We recognize that Paramount is a working class community and finding new places to visit throughout Los Angeles County might not be a priority. However, this program is dedicated to provide interesting, educational, and fun recreational opportunities for our residents. Because this program is grant funded through Measure A, it is open to all abilities, ages, and residents within Los Angeles County. The monthly seminars and excursions will be related to one another. The hope is that the seminar will provide the needed educational context for the related excursion in a fun and meaningful way. The seminars may be heavily ecological, informing residents of the value of natural resources throughout Los Angeles County, and the excursion will help reinforce the information presented at the seminar. For example, one seminar could focus on the importance of California native flora and fauna to animals and insects, and the related excursion would be a hike through the Santa Monica Mountains where participants have the opportunity to view the flora and fauna firsthand. We are requiring that participants must attend the seminar in order to attend the excursion, and our hope is that we have family units enrolling in the program. The monthly seminars will be held at city parks and city facilities, and the excursions will be held throughout Los Angeles County. The total grant award for the Paramount Pathfinders program is $534,292 over a 3-year period, which equates to about $154,425 annually. There is a 15% contingency built into the grant to assist in costs that were not accounted for, such as cost of living increases for staff, increased costs for transportation, increased costs of excursion activities, etc. So what does the grant pay for? The grant funds will be used to cover a percentage of the salary for a community services supervisor who's overseeing the program. The grant funds will cover the cost of one part-time recreation assistant who will plan, prepare, and execute the monthly seminars and excursions. The grant will also cover the cost of 3 part-time recreation leaders who will assist at the seminars and excursions. Grant funds will be used to purchase marketing materials such as flyers and banners, as well as promotional gear like backpacks, water bottles, and t-shirts for participants. Transportation costs and all related excursion costs are covered by the grant as well. Staff is excited to get started on the planning portion of the grant, and as such, we're asking City Council to allocate $5,500 of Measure A grant funds this fiscal year to hire the part-time recreation assistant. Our goal is to have a staff this fiscal year so that the first seminar and excursion can take place during late summer. All additional costs outside of the $5,500 will be incorporated in the FY24 budget process. And I did want to point out the photo on the right. Recently, staff discovered a hidden gem in the heart of downtown Los Angeles. The Los Angeles State Historic Park is a California state park located right next to Chinatown. These are the type of places we hope the Paramount Pathfinders can introduce residents to. And with that, it is recommended that the City Council appropriate $5,500 from the allocation of Measure A competitive grant funds this fiscal year 22-23 for the Paramount Pathfinders program. And that concludes my report, and I'll be happy to answer any questions.
Thank you, Rebecca. Do my colleagues have any questions or comments?
One quick question.
I have a question too. Go ahead, Brenda.
I'm just curious, how did you come up with Paramount Pathfinders? It's cute.
An alliteration, and I will give complete To David Johnson. Credit to David Johnson.
Oh, Dave Johnson.
That was my entire role with the grant.
Right?
Councilwoman, you had another question?
Yes. How many hours is the part-time 3 employees that you're planning to hire? How many hours will they be working?
So the recreation assistant will be 25 hours a week, and the recreation leaders will be averaging about 12 hours a week. Mostly, they'll see the impact of the hours the week of the excursion, the week of the seminars.
How many excursions are you planning?
We are in the grant for monthly, so one excursion and one seminar every month.
Okay, thank you.
Any other questions?
Well, I have a comment. It sounds like a great program for our community. I'm all for it. I support it.
Thank you.
Making a motion.
Make a motion. I guess I will.
So do we have a second?
I'll second.
There you go. You got two.
You got 2 seconds on that.
Heidi, roll call, please.
Councilmember Lemons?
Yes.
Councilmember Olmos?
Yeah.
Councilmember Quer Stallings?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Delgadillo?
Yes.
Mayor Aguayo?
Yes. Okay, and we actually don't have anything under our environmental sustainability for today. So we're going to move on to comments and committee reports from our council members. So we're going to start with Councilmember Olmos.
Man, this mayor starts with me too. I was going to get a break. All right, I'll fly through this because we had a lot going on. We've been super busy these last couple months. Not even months, last 2 weeks. Okay, see, I'm losing it. I attended my Cal Cities meeting where Deputy District Attorney Gascon was present. And he just shared with us that he's been actually hiring extra resources. He hired some deputies that have retired that will be on his force now to ensure that he has some liaisons in the community in case we had any questions or needed help on a case or whatnot, that we had somebody to talk to about some of the situations that are going on in our city. So Gascon is available for if we need any resources. Next, we attended the ALEDS dinner, and it was myself, Councilmember Quer Stallings, Councilmember Delgadillo, and Mayor Aguayo. Actually, and Peggy, you were there too. That's right. Councilmember
Yes, Lemons
Lemons
yes.
was there. All right.
You act like girls were present.
No, but yes, you were there actually, and we had the honor of having, of course, Sheriff Luna present to us, and he spoke about a lot of things. He spoke about retention. He spoke about some of the things that the deputies are going through, and it actually comes to how they have their systems. They're still writing a lot of paper and old computers. So again, he just went over a lot of things with us. I just love that our new sheriff is so approachable. He's so around. I mean, I think we've seen him like 3 times in 2 weeks, so always around. Next, I attended. I wasn't able to attend the Easter event with you guys, but I was at a WIL conference that I needed to attend. And actually, I had the honor of moderating in front of Dolores Huerta, which is a huge honor because it was her birthday, or I think her 93rd birthday yesterday. But I think one of the takeaways that I got from that conference was that we need to actually start educating our residents on how to conserve water. That was like one of the big questions. How do we talk or educate our residents on how to save water? It's going to be a big conversations coming down the pipeline. Even though they say that we're not in a drought, we still are in a drought. So things that I know that the staff, we're going to have to look forward to educating our community on drought and conservation. I'll let Peggy talk about the Homeless Ad Hoc Committee when she reports. We also went to LA County Advocacy Day. Again, all of us were there. Again, we got to see Sheriff Luna, and of course, a lot of our supervisors came to give us updates on what is happening in LA County. I do want to give a quick shout out to Skillset for giving out the basket giveaway. Over 200 baskets were given away to Paramount residents. We had a line around Alondra Hot Wings. They were in the sun. They waited to see the Easter Bunny. So thank you, Skillset, for giving back to the community. I just want to remind the Historical Society, we do have a membership meeting on April 24th. We will have a guest speaker there to come and talk about some of the history of what's happening in Paramount, past, present, and future. So please, if you're able to join us, it's April 24th at Progress Park at 6 p.m. And my final, I just want to congratulate the new mayor and vice mayor. I look forward to working with you both this year. And again, just huge congratulations. That's all I have, Madam Mayor.
Ooh, thank you. Councilmember Lemons?
Thank you, Madam Mayor. we were at the Easter event, and for those of you who were able to attend, we did something different this year, and we put on the play, The Three Little Pigs. And it was quite an undertaking. It ended up being a lot of fun, I think, for everybody who was there. I wanted to congratulate our eldest sister, Councilmember Delgadillo, who did a fantastic job. Our mayor, who was cowering behind the little brick house, who made that so real. And our very fierce Big Bad Wolf, our new mayor, Ms. Aguayo. So thank you for that. Piggybacking on something that Councilmember Olmos said, I attended a water educational seminar many years ago, but I have to tell you, if you ever have an opportunity, I know they still open it up to citizens. Yeah. They used to go on these tours, and you have the time to do it, because once you see how complicated it is to get water to your faucet, you will never look at it the same. I know I had 2 really bad habits that after I attended this seminar 20 some odd years ago, I've stuck with them forever. One is I never leave the water running when I brush my teeth. It was something like 30 gallons of water go down the sink while you're brushing your teeth. And I never leave the faucet on when I'm doing my dishes. I shut it off in between when I rinse. And that was something like, for a typical load of dishes, like 100 gallons of water. So it's not only just leaving it running in your yard, it's the simple little things that we do every day. And like I said, when you see how complicated it is and how precious that resource is, it will change you forever. So I applaud Councilmember Olmos for going and encourage the community, if you get a chance, attend that. I want to thank Roosevelt School, who invited all of us to come and celebrate Women's History Month with them and read some tremendous books. And they did just an absolutely fabulous job on a really well-organized event and the books that we read. So thank you for giving us that opportunity. And Lincoln Elementary, which is my granddaughter's homeschool, invited us, and I was there with some of the officers from here in Paramount, and we had a great day for Career Day, and the kids had just incredible questions. And as Councilmember almost mentioned, I did attend the ALADS event, and it was my first opportunity to meet the sheriff, and he updated us on a lot of things, but probably the thing that struck a chord with me that he said that I think is valuable in any public service job is he said he will listen to everyone at the table. And if you want to do the best of the best, you have to listen to everyone at the table. Everyone has a piece of the puzzle. Everyone can play a role in success. So the fact that he said that he would do that and respect everybody's opinion meant a great deal to me. And finally, we did have our homeless ad hoc committee, and basically, we went over the finalizing of our homeless plan that we have for Paramount. The agency in charge did a fantastic job in hearing from all of the stakeholders in the city of Paramount about where we need to go, assessing our situation, and giving us a path forward to address homelessness in the city of Paramount. And I would like to add my congratulations to our new mayor and our new vice mayor. Ladies, we have so much faith in you, and we congratulate you already for what we know is going to be a tremendous year. Thank you.
Thank you. Councilmember Cuellar Stallings.
Well, I'm not going to repeat a lot of the things because we did attend quite a few things like the Lincoln Roosevelt. The one that I'm so proud of is that, thank you, Peggy, for suggesting the Easter play. Oh my God, I had a blast. And I have family and friends still talking about it and sending me messages. Oh, Velma, look at you, overalls. I'm like, oh my God, I look like a proud little piggy. But I enjoy every moment. And thank you, Peggy, for being able to read the story and to make it seem like it was real. And that's what I keep hearing from some of my family and friends, that you made it sound so real. And thank you. And thank you for the Big Bad Wolf. And thank you for being our eldest sister. Vice Mayor Delgadillo. It was fabulous. I enjoyed myself. I would do it again, Peggy. So start thinking about a new story.
Start thinking about it, David.
For a repeat.
So, and I was given the opportunity these past 2 weeks to just my last couple weeks being mayor. I was invited by Mrs. Richardson's class at Keppel School to go read to her kindergarten class. So she told me to bring my favorite story that I used to read to the kids in the library. And then I was also asked by Miss Charlene at Moakler School, who has the preschoolers. So I brought my favorite book, and I read to them. And it's Rosie and Riley Come and Go. And it's a joy. It's a joy to go back to, especially Moakler, one former school, to be able to go read and just to interact with the little ones. So they send me, Miss Charlene's class sent me some pictures of the perfect pink seashell. So this is a demonstration of her class, what they think the perfect pink seashell looks like. But they did they drew the ocean and people, and they just had a fabulous day, she said, the following day, to draw a picture of the perfect pink seashell. So I told them that I would mention her class. So anyway, fabulous. Thank you so much. And last, Madam Mayor Aguayo and I attended the active shooters trainings at Paramount High School. I got emotional because I have grandchildren and I have children, and I've worked at that campus. But to see this event take place and to have the resources from our community, Los Angeles County Sheriff's Department, the SWAT team, not only the sheriffs from our area and our station, our substation from Lakewood, there were several cities represented. We had our California Fire Department also participating. We had cadets that were dressed like students. I believe this training is very essential at this time of what's been occurring in our cities and been occurring all over the United States. But our kids need to be safe, and our faculty needs to be safe. And whoever works on this school, and now it's anywhere, we all need to be safe. But I commend you, Lieutenant. I commend all your officers, sir. Thank you for giving us that experience to be able to see through the glass. We weren't allowed to go outside, but to be able to experience and see what really happens when you're doing a training. But thank you. It takes a lot of dedication, it takes a lot of hard work, and it takes a lot of planning. But thank you, sir. And that's all I have for tonight. Congratulations to both of you. I know that God has a perfect plan for both of you, and I look forward to working with both of you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Vice Mayor Delgadillo?
Yes, Mayor. Madam Mayor, I attended the Roosevelt Elementary School as a guest reader to help celebrate Women's History Month. Along with all my wonderful colleagues, we read stories which introduced students to women who made a difference in history. Thank you, Principal Michelle Soto Garcia, for the invitation. A lovely time was held by all. Along with my colleagues, as Councilmember Olmos had mentioned, I also attended the ALADS meeting, and for my first time, I actually got to meet our new sheriff, which he is a very nice person, and I'm looking forward to working with him in the future. And finally, our wonderful community came together for the annual Easter egg hunt at Progress Plaza. Thank you, staff, for an outstanding day and for supporting the council with the preparations and presentation of the Three Little Pigs play. Councilmember Lemons, Thank you so much for being our narrator and introducing the story to the council. You are a wonderful, wonderful team player, and we all had fun. And now I have a question to ask council. Are we ready to take the show on the road? That's all I have, Madam Mayor. Thank you.
Thank you. So I attended a lot of the same events with my colleagues. The ALADS dinner, and just touching back on Chief Luna, he is extremely approachable, and yeah, in the last few months we have actually seen him and met with him and talked to him. 3-4 times actually, just in the last few months, and that is so reassuring for our community. Again, so approachable. Can sit there asking him questions, and so it's reassuring to us. I was downtown advocacy days where we heard just from so many different speakers, some of our supervisors, again, just new things that are happening, at the county level, and just a lot of resources that we can also use. Roosevelt, we were able to read to students, Lincoln School Career Day, and of course the Easter event was just, I think it really just when you think it can't get any better, and then staff just blows it out of the water, it really, really was amazing. So thank you for taking, those thoughts or those ideas when we're like, hey, we should do this, and you make it happen. So thank you for that. On a more serious note, I also participated in the active shooter drill, where we were able to see what our deputies, how they would respond to some of these situations. And it is unfortunate that we have to, it's just so real. It's a daily thing. That morning, there was that shooting at the Tennessee Bank. And, as we had, our team members go out and, and just practice this. It's so wild to think that that's the world we live in. It was one of the things I didn't know, and it was really just informative, that just because they don't do this drill in Paramount doesn't mean that they don't do this drill. It's something that yearly they actually do, but it'll be sometimes other cities. So we had personnel from different agencies, and here again, our team, our Lakewood station, and of course, our Paramount deputies along with our firefighters were there. And even though we were behind the gym, and we could see it, it is intense. And really thank you for what you do, Lieutenant, and your team. And I think in this case, really a special thanks to Deputy Renata Phillips, that had a key part in bringing this to Paramount. It was a 6-month process, or just before putting it together. Yes, so Deputy Renata Phillips volunteered to take this project on 6 months ago, so it wasn't something that was assigned to her. It was important to her. Her being actually the resource officer at the high school, it was important to her, so thank her for us. Thank you. And any staff reports, John?
Yes, Madam Mayor, just a few. Just a reminder, this Saturday is our Eco-Friendly Fair. We kick off at, Dave, I'm looking over, 11 a.m. Eco-Friendly. He's looking at his staff. 10 a.m. 10 a.m. to 1. I got a gnat here that won't go away.
11 to 1.
11 to 1. Thank you. Close. Half an hour. Get there early so you can get go around to all the booths. Yes.
So you can see the bunnies.
Yes, exactly. So we'll have the same old good stuff that we always have there at the Eco-Friendly Fair. So everybody's invited to that. Congratulations to Mayor Aguayo and Vice Mayor Delgadillo. Look forward to working with you. You'll be expecting my call over and over again, as Councilmember Olmos knows, and as Councilmember Cuellar Stallings knows. So I'm only a phone call away, by the way. So if you ever want to If you want to call me if you get lonely,
No withdrawals,
Miss
Velma.
Councilmember Cuellar Stallings, I'm there for you still.
Well, just Isabel, you might just get a 12-hour notice. Okay? You know, you're going to have a VIP in 12 hours.
I need you here.
You heard that, Dad? Be sure to pick up the kids for me.
There you go. There you go. And last thing I have is we have a birthday boy today. Mr. Villalpando celebrates his birthday today. So happy birthday to him.
Yes.
We should sing. All right, ready? 1, 2, 3.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Andrew. Mr. Superman. Happy birthday to you. Channel 4 and Scooby-Doo.
Oh, thank you, John. If I could, I'll just add, being here with all of you guys, as you know, when you work somewhere for so long with such good family, it's like being with family. So thank you. And congratulations, Mayor, Madam Mayor.
Thank you.
That's a different shade of red.
Sure is, huh?
And that's it, Madam Mayor.
Okay, so with that, we will adjourn this meeting to a meeting on April 25th, 2023 at 5:00 p.m.
Yes.
Accomplish. I think he was a little taken back when I said education. I don't think it was about 2 weeks later he came back to me and said, wow, I just went to the greatest seminar and I heard this man speak. His name is Richard Hollingsworth. He's from the Gateway Cities Partnership. Richard died, unfortunately, before he saw this program become the huge success that it is, but he was the choreographer of PEP, wouldn't you say?
I would say that, absolutely.
The result of these meetings and discussions was the Paramount Education Partnership.
Commissioner Cuellar Stallings?
Yes.
Vice Chair Lemons?
Yes.
Chair Aguayo?
Yes. Heidi, can you go ahead and do the nominations for chair?
Absolutely. I'd like to open nominations for the office of Chair of the Housing Authority. Are there any nominations?
Nominate Councilmember Lemons.
Are there any further nominations? Hearing none, nominations are closed. Please indicate your choice for chair when I call your name. Commissioner Aguayo?
Lemons.
Commissioner Delgadillo?
Lemons.
Commissioner Lemons?
Lemons.
Commissioner Olmos?
Lemons.
Commissioner Cuellar Stallings?
Lemons.
Congratulations, Chair Lemons.
Do we have any comments from commissioner or staff?
We need to do Vice Chairman?
Oh, I'm sorry.
No problem.
Okay, nominations are open for the office of vice chair.
Nominate Councilmember Cuellar Stallings.
Are there any further nominations? Please indicate your choice for vice chair when I call your name. Commissioner Aguayo?
Cuellar Stallings.
Commissioner Delgadillo?
Cuellar Stallings.
Commissioner Olmos? Commissioner Cuellar Stallings?
Cuellar Stallings.
Chair Lemons.
Cuellar Stallings. Do we have comments from commissioners or staff?
No, ma'am.
Hearing none, we stand adjourned.
I'd like to call to order the Industrial Development Authority. Heidi, can you please take roll?
Director Delgadillo?
Yes. Here, present.
Director Lemons?
Here.
Director Cuellar Stallings?
Here.
Vice Chair Olmos? Chair Aguayo?
Here. Do we have any public comments or speaker cards?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Moving on to new business. Approval of the minutes from the July 12th, 2022 meeting. Is there a motion?
Second.
Roll call, please.
Director Delgadillo?
Yes.
Director Lemons?
Yes.
Director Cuellar Stallings?
Yes.
Vice Chair Olmos? Chair Aguayo?
Yes. Heidi, can you please open nominations for chair?
Yes, Madam Chair. I will now open nominations for the office of Chair. Are there any nominations?
Nominate Olmos.
Second.
Are there any further nominations? Please indicate your choice for Chair when I call your name. Director Aguayo?
Olmos.
Director Delgadillo?
Olmos.
Director Lemons?
Olmos.
Director Olmos? Director Cuellar Stallings?
Almost.
Congratulations, Chair Olmos.
Thank you. Any comments from directors or staff?
We need to do Vice Chair.
Oh, Vice Chair. Go ahead, Peggy Lemons. Wait, so we go ahead and call for a Vice Chair, please?
Nominate Delgadillo.
Are there any further nominations? Please indicate your choice for Vice Chair when I call your name. Director Aguayo?
Delgadillo.
Director Delgadillo?
Delgadillo.
Director Lemons,
Delgadillo.
Director Quer Stallings,
Delgadillo.
Chair Olmos. Congratulations, Vice Chair Delgadillo.
Any comments for directors or staff at this time? Stand adjourned.
Okay, I'd like to call to order the Parking Authority. Is there any public comments or speaker cards?
No, ma'am.
Need an approval of the minutes from the July 12th, 2022 meeting. Is there a motion?
So move.
Second.
Can we please get roll call, Heidi?
Director Delgadillo.
Present.
Director Lemons.
Here.
Director Quer Stallings.
Here.
Vice Chair Olmos. Chair Aguayo.
Yes.
And we'll let that also count as the roll call of members.
And can we go ahead and open the nominations for chair, Heidi?
Nominations are now open for the office of Chair of the Parking Authority. Are there any nominations?
I nominate Almost.
No second required.
Please indicate your choice for Chair when I call your name. Director Aguayo.
Almost.
Director Delgadillo.
Almost.
Director Lemons.
Almost.
Almost.
Director Olmos. Director Quer Stallings.
Almost.
Thank you. Congratulations, Director Olmos. Are there any nominations for the office of Vice Chair?
I nominate Delgadillo.
Are there any further nominations? Hearing none, please indicate your choice for Vice Chair when I call your name. Director Aguayo.
Delgadillo.
Director Lemons.
Delgadillo.
Director Olmos.
Delgadillo.
Director Quer Stallings.
Delgadillo.
Director Delgadillo.
Delgadillo.
All right. Congratulations, Vice Chair. Do we have any comments or directors or from directors or staff?
No, ma'am.
All right, we'll stand adjourned.
I call to order the regular meeting of the Paramount Public Financing Agency. May I have roll call of directors, please?
Director Aguayo.
Here.
Director Delgadillo.
Here.
Director Olmos.
Here.
Vice Chair Quer Stallings.
Here.
Chair Lemons.
Here. Do we have any public comments?
No, ma'am.
May I have approval of the minutes, please?
So moved.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Roll call, please.
Director Aguayo.
Yes.
Director Delgadillo.
Yes.
Director Olmos.
Yes.
Vice Chair Quer Stallings.
Yes.
Chair Lemons.
Yes. Reorganization. May I have a nomination for chair, please?
Nominate Quer Stallings.
No other nominations. Can we have a call, please, for the vote?
Director Aguayo.
Claire Stallings.
Director Delgadillo.
Claire Stallings.
Director Lemons.
Quer Stallings.
Director Olmos.
Quer Stallings.
Director Quer Stallings.
Quer Stallings.
Congratulations, Chair Quer Stallings.
Any public comments?
No, ma'am.
New business, approval of minutes, please?
We're just
Oh, sorry.
ready. That's okay. We're ready to take nominations for Vice Chair. Would you like me to open those, Madam?
I forgot. Yes, ma'am.
Are there any nominations for the office of Vice Chair of the Public Financing Authority?
I nominate Aguayo.
Are there any further nominations? Hearing none, please indicate your choice for Vice Chair when I call your name. Director Aguayo.
Aguayo.
Director Delgadillo.
Aguayo.
Director Lemons.
Aguayo.
Director Olmos.
Aguayo.
Chair Quer Stallings.
Aguayo.
Congratulations, Vice Chair Aguayo.
Okay. Any public comments? Do I go from there?
That's correct.
Yes.
Mhm.
New business, approval of minutes, please?
Oh, the minutes have already been approved, so you may just adjourn the meeting.
Okay, adjourn the meeting. Thank you.
Okay. I'd like to call to order the successor agency for the Paramount Redevelopment Agency. Can you please take roll, Heidi?
Councilmember Delgadillo.
Present.
Councilmember Lemons.
Here.
Councilmember Olmos.
Here.
Vice Mayor Aguayo.
Here.
Mayor, oh my gosh. Let's try that again. Councilmember Delgadillo.
Yes.
Oh gosh.
Wait a minute.
How about the third
That's
try's
the
a
only
charm? Councilmember Lemons.
Heck, what are we doing? I
Here.
forgot.
Here.
I'm here.
Sapra. Okay, Councilmember Olmos.
Here.
Councilmember Quer Stallings.
Almost?
No.
Here.
No, you say here.
You can blame Heidi for this one.
Yes, absolutely.
I'm following Peggy. I'm
We're
like,
calling
okay.
order of the roll. I called you by your wrong name.
Can we do it again?
Counts.
Start over?
Let's
Vice
start over
Mayor,
again.
Vice Mayor Aguayo, Vice Mayor Delgadillo, and Mayor Aguayo.
Here.
Oh my gosh, sorry. That's all me. I'll get it right.
We almost got through it, Heidi.
We did. I know.
Is there any public comments?
No, ma'am.
Okay, I need a motion for the consent calendar, please.
So moved.
Whoa.
So move
You get that,
Lemon
Heidi?
second almost.
I got it.
Roll call,
Right
please.
there in my ear.
Councilmember Lemons,
Yes.
Councilmember Olmos,
Yes.
Councilmember Quer Stallings,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Delgadillo,
Yes.
Mayor Aguayo.
Yes. Thank you, Heidi. Okay, we will now move into a closed session. City Manager, will you please announce the closed session?
I'd be happy to, Madam Mayor. This is an announcement that we are going into closed session for conference with real property negotiators pursuant to Government Code Section 54956.8. The location is 15101 Paramount Boulevard. Agency negotiator is the city manager. Negotiating parties is Avant Real Estate. Under negotiation is price in terms of payment.
Okay, I'd like to call the meeting back to order. City Attorney, can you please report on the closed session?
Yes, Madam Mayor. The City Council did conduct a duly authorized closed session under Government Code Section 54956.8, conference with real property negotiators. The address in question is 15101 Paramount Boulevard. Agency negotiators, city manager, negotiating parties, Avant Real Estate, and under negotiation of the price in terms of payment. At this particular time, Madam Mayor, no decision has been made by the council, which will require publication at this date. That concludes my presentation.
Thank you, John. So I'd like to adjourn this meeting to a meeting on May 9th, 2023 at 6 p.m. Good night, everyone.
Good night.